Fossils. What are fossils? Fossils are clues about plants and animals or living things that lived thousands and even million years ago. These fossils can be footprints or animals that once lived, and they are found in rocks, especially found in rocks such type as sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are broken bits of rocks that are combined together with time, and this combination of rocks is called sediment. The sediments are found in sand at the beach. They're also found in mud and in pebbles. And the sediment may, in time, form the rock with the little pieces that are put together. So how are fossils formed? Fossils are formed such by living animals in the past, such as the Brachiosaurus here. He's eating his leaves. And unexpectedly, T-Rex comes along and attacks him and bites him. And now Brachiosaurus is dead. So now that the dinosaur is dead, a sediment layer will be placed on top of him to preserve the body. And then soon, with time, other layers of sediment rock will also be placed on top of it.
So once the layers of sediment have formed, groundwater and other minerals seep into the remains of Brachiosaurus, gradually replacing the organic material with inorganic rock. So when the actual fossil is found, is not Brachiosaurus himself, but the impression of his remains. So this type of fossil is called an imprint, so like we seen with Brachiosaurus, but there's also two other type of fossils, one being the petrification, which involves trees and not animals. When part of a tree falls and begins to die, the organic material will be converted into silica, which becomes stone over time. Other than that, the third type is called amber, which occurs when an insect becomes trapped within amber. And as time goes by, the amber will keep the remains of the insect in perfect condition.
Okay, so now that you have an idea of how fossils are made naturally, we're going to make our own fossils with an activity that we're going to do today.
And this activity relates to our topic because we will be doing our own imprint fossils and seeing how the impression is left without the actual remains of the dinosaur.
So the materials that we're going to use today is Play-Doh. Any color of Play-Doh is fine. You could use small portions or large portions, up to you. And we picked out dinosaurs and plants, but you can just use any object and we can make an imprint on the Play-Doh to make a fossil out of it. Okay, so now you pick what Play-Doh you want to get for the fossil. So I'm going to pick this one, and I'm going to choose bronze. So you open it up. And you take out the Play-Doh, place it in your hand, and you're going to make it into like a ball-like here and flatten it down.
And then you're going to press on it, kind of make it into a pancake sort of. You don't want to make it too thin because you want to leave it thick so you have enough space to impress the actual dinosaur.
So now that you have your Play-Doh ready, you can choose whatever object you like to make an imprint fossil. It can be a dinosaur, a leaf, or whatever object you may have. For such thing, I'm going to use this dinosaur, and I'm only going to use the face. You don't necessarily have to use the whole body in a fossil.
And other times, fossils that are found, they capture movement. So this dinosaur, if it were to be walking, it would just capture the footprint, and then you could just press on it slowly, and then you'll see the actual footprint.
And like this.
So to recap, this activity relates to our topic, fossils, because by doing our own, we saw how the actual remains of the dinosaurs were not found, but only the impression, so in this case, on the impression of the footprints, and not the actual remains of the feet.
And fossils can also be studied by scientists, in which, for example, this fossil, a scientist can study the activity of a dinosaur, as this is the feet and it's moving. And also they can study what type of dinosaur there was and what it ate. As you can see, this dinosaur has sharp teeth, so it's most likely that it ate meat rather than plants.
This is a very good activity to do with children. Not is it only enjoyable for the children, but as they work and they do their own experiment, they learn how fossils actually were created, and they get to see examples of how an actual fossil would look.
And this is actually really great because kids will actually love this activity because Play-Doh is fun to play with and they're colorful. They can pick whatever colors they want. It's very cheap to get as well for the kids, and it's just great and fun.